Boy, you know what time it is.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast.
I need it!
Hey, how are you?
This is amazing.
What it do, baby? Welcome back to another episode of the Bromigos podcast, episode 62. Of course, it is the Undercover Brotha back again. And I think this is the first time you and me have done a two-man show, Dante.
Yeah, running a two-man. It's the actual brother. Daint money. What's good with you, baby? What's good with you? Yes, sir.
How are you today, my friend?
I got a lot on my mind. I got a lot on my mind, and I want the people to understand that I'm about to say some shit that's gonna make y'all real uncomfortable. I'm gonna have some opinions on particular topics that aren't gonna align with the societal ideologies that have been placed upon us. Okay, so I want y'all to understand that this gonna be some shit going on here today. See, I got the bricks behind me, cause I'm coming hard today. Pause. Coming hard.
You better call pause on that. Hey, man, just so everybody knows, going back to what I said on the show last week, if I didn't say shit, so don't come for me. Come for him. Pause.
You come for me, dog. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Y'all can slide in my DMs. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look at the shit and I'm not gonna respond because I don't have time for it. I just don't care. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can hop in my DMs, my Instagram. I don't even use Twitter. So you want to have my Instagram and you want to talk shit about something I said? That's fine. You can say whatever you want, but I'm gonna see the request. I'm just gonna delete it and go on with the rest of my life. Because
what if they're fine though? Hold on. What if they're fine? You're still not gonna reply?
I mean, maybe, but 9 times out of 10, who the fuck is DMing anybody to say something nice? You know what I mean? Fuck out of here. Let's get on to the show. I got some shit to say, man. Let's do this, dog.
What would you like to start with?
Let's do it. Let's start off with my man, my idol, Willard C. Smith.
So I don't even know how to start this because when it started trending, a buddy of mine posted a meme. Let me see if I could find the meme somewhere. He made, like those AI like Pixar memes that have been going around recently.
Right.
So a buddy of mine made a meme of it, and I had no clue what he was actually referencing. So, oh, there it is. Oh God, terrible, absolutely terrible. That's the meme he made.
All right, let's dive into it, man. Let me say this. It brings me great pause, and it actually draws out so much emotion to hear a story like this dropped by a person who recognizes themselves as an old friend. Because to me, friends, I don't care if we were friends, are friends, used to be friends. If you're using the term friend, you don't disclose any type of information like this to the public. But furthermore, I don't believe this shit. I don't believe this shit. And that's the first thing people got to stop doing on the media and just watching things on Instagram and Twitter is that every single time somebody opens their mouth up, that's associated. You always notice that? It's always associated with so-and-so said celebrity or so-and-so said artist or so-and-so said athlete. They're associated and they come out with some wild, rambunctious story about somebody that they recognized as a friend.
And
Friends
what would be said?
You. Why do we like to see black men down? Why do we like to see black men emotionally broken, brittled, and just torn apart? We saw this with Tyrese. We've seen this with Will multiple times since the pandemic, multiple times.
We've covered it.
And I remember I remember the divorce allegations from damn near 10 years ago when everyone was talking shit about Will and Jada, how they really weren't together and they were getting divorced. And if anybody knows Will Smith, I know him better than a lot of people, at least like I know about him more. Obviously, I don't know him personally, but I know he's a man that does not believe in divorce. His first marriage ended in divorce, which is against his will. He didn't want that. But why do we like to see these men down? And the crazy thing is that people are getting on Will Smith even more and more and more. Be like, yo, why aren't you coming out and talking about this kind of stuff? Yo, don't y'all think he's tired of y'all? Every single time something comes out about Will Smith and his private life, everybody has to have an opinion on it. But then there's always these other stories and narratives that are brought into it that really aren't even true and have nothing to do with him. But like people are actually enjoying seeing this man emotionally broken. I don't care how you feel about the Chris Rock situation. I really don't. Do I feel like what he did was just? No, but I get it. That
I think he
motherfucker
snapped.
tired.
I think at that moment during the Oscars a few years ago, and we all remember, that's when we were all in class. The next day, we were all talking about it, right?
I made one of the greatest jokes of all time, but I'm.
Oh yes, you made one of the greatest jokes of all time, and you had us fucking hilarious. But I think that was one of the few moments where he actually let his emotions take over, and he snapped just like that. You know,
I get it.
And you know what it is, man? It's men's, isn't it? Men's Mental Health Month, November. Right now.
Yes.
And here we are, black man's mental health down 100 once again. What a shame.
I don't listen, man. I don't know what Jada's deal is, and I'm done speaking on Jada Pinkett Smith and whatever her and Tupac's ghost got going on behind closed doors. But
just fuck the
listen,
corpse at this point.
Listen, dog. She at this point, like, yo, Jada might as well dig 6 feet under and hop in that coffin with the nigga. I don't know what's down there, but it's getting to a point now where I feel so bad for Will Smith and his mental health and what he has to go through. You could say, oh, he talked about all this stuff in his book, not this. You could say, oh, he's a very open person. He's always talking about his personal life. Yeah, that's on him. And if he decides to come out with that information, that's cool. But if you got other people who are clearly trying to make some bread, first of all, let's cut all this bullshit out. This motherfucker went on Tasha K's podcast, the same Tasha K that's being sued by R. Kelly right now. You know how much shit you got to do to get sued by a nigga who ain't getting out? Do you know how much shit you got to be in to get sued by R. Kelly in 2023? You know what I'm saying? This the same girl that's getting her bank account drained by.
I don't even know who this is. Is this someone like prominent or something? I've never heard this name before.
Listen. Tasha K, none of one of these. Let me slow down because I'm about to say some real ignorant. You know what? Fuck it. She one of these black bitches out here that got a podcast that's talking mad shit about celebrities that she ain't never met, do not know, and will never meet because of the way that she portrays them on her show. There's nothing but talk shit, gets information illegally, which is exactly why she's in trouble with R. Kelly right now. She spilled some information that was leaked that she should have never said, that she should have never put on her podcast. And she knows she has been in trouble numerous times with celebrity for talking on their personal lives or talking shit about them when these things aren't true. Like, does this bitch not realize that's defamation of character? That's illegal. You can't just go on a microphone and start talking shit about people you don't know and think there won't be any repercussions. Bitch, are you dumb? Come on. Let's be real. You got grown-ass men. You got a grown-ass man coming on your show talking about another grown-ass man, whether that shit happened or not. Do you think that's information we needed to know? And I'm not even a type of person that used the grown-ass man, vernacular or whatever. But as a grown-ass man, you hopped on a mic and doing little boy shit. That's the type of shit they be doing at recess on the playground, talking shit about some other dude that you ain't fucking with, so you gonna say some shit just to fuck with his life. That ain't cool. That ain't right. And that's why that nigga gonna get sued. I don't even know the dude's name. I don't even care. Because if you're a friend of mine and you go out in public and say some shit like that about me, dog, we either fighting or I'm taking all your bread. Fuck you.
So to my understanding of the situation, like I referenced the meme earlier, which you have to go check out the YouTube version to actually fully see. But basically, he was saying that Will Smith was taking it up the ass, more or less, at one
Exactly what
point
he
in
said.
time.
Will was doing the
For lack of
bending
better
and Will was
terms.
doing the fucking. Cool. Why do we need to know that?
I didn't
Why?
need to know that.
You don't need to know that.
I did not.
You know what that does now? Now, whether it's true or not, people are going to look at Will Smith in an even worse light than they already do right now, based on the situation where, yes, he was emotionally erratic, but I understood his stance on the situation. I understood his actions. That's what I don't understand. That's what I guess I'll never get. Girls, women, bitches will do the most insanely emotional, erratic things. They'll bust a nigga's car up. They'll go to your house. They'll tear up your Jordans. They might steal some money from your bank account.
Throw your
They do all that
PlayStation out
stuff.
the window.
Throw the PlayStation out the window. Whatever it is. But you know what we never hear? We never hear. You know what? Those actions weren't right. She should have been doing that. Fuck her. She's being disrespectful to her man, whether he did A, B, or C, shouldn't be acting like that. Yeah, that's what we hear. But there's always understand. Oh, but I get it. I understand. Man, her man shouldn't have been doing that. I get why she.
But that doesn't justify her actions.
Doesn't justify the actions. But I swear, when women act emotionally erratic, we always find a way to justify the actions, when in retrospect the motive behind it was understandable, but the actions weren't just. We have to find a way to separate the two. Like, hey man, like this Isreal Gaza thing. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I really trying to get into it and get an understanding. I'm not gonna go into it because y'all Jews ain't coming for me. Ain't y'all already come for the niggas in Hollywood. You ain't coming for Daint. You ain't coming for me, dog. No, sir. No, I know y'all run the banks. I know y'all run the Illuminati. Listen, I don't want y'all coming for me. But like, I'll say this, like, based off my basic understanding of this situation, there's a lot of not listening on both sides. I'm not talking about the actual. So what's going on over there is insane. 20 hours straight of bombing and bloodshed. I heard yesterday that there is more bloodshed in the streets of Gaza than there is drinkable water for the remaining population.
That's got to be a figure of speech. That can't be legit.
Easy. I mean, yeah, it might be a figure of speech, but if you really think about it, just for that statement to even be made,
that is true.
Whether it's true or not, holy shit.
I think there's definitely, not that I am an expert in this situation, but comparing it to, say, past conflicts, I can only imagine the civilian deaths are probably up there with some of the highest casualty rates in this long ongoing conflict. But even then, I can't read it. I can't watch it, dude. I
hear children get killed, and I'm at a loss for words. Like, kids, I mean, they can't even live a full life. I saw a picture 3 days ago of a child, 3 years old, clearly had been close to a bombing. Both parents dead, no siblings, no family left. Like, there are literally going to be people coming out of this situation that their family tree might be completely wiped out. Like, this is mass genocide. It's sad. It's scary. And listen, if I'm gonna offer my 2 cents, I don't want people to come after me. Listen, I'm not a Zionist. Okay, the only Zion I know is Williamson. So I just want y'all to know.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm just being honest. I don't want people coming at me, calling me something that I don't even know what it is. I know it makes me sound a little ignorant, but like I said, I choose not to really put myself in this situation. But as I've heard about what's going on both sides, there definitely needs to be a ceasefire. But for me to say I don't understand how the people of Gaza feel would be disingenuous. And for me to say that I don't understand where the people of Israel are coming from would be disingenuous. But I'll say this though. Even in like moments of, mass destruction like this, the people that aren't part of it, and 9 times out of 10, I'm talking about Americans that have their opinions on it. Can we get out of our own way just for once? Just for once, get out of our own way, because while people are on the side of Israel and the Jewish community and everybody, which is I understand, and we shouldn't be doing, like, Gaza needs to go, all the kind of stuff, whatever's going on. In the same way you feel about Gaza and whatever they're doing, it's the same thing Americans did to the Native Americans that built this country. It's the very same thing. You have people who were here. You don't want them here anymore, so you're going to force them out. And they don't want to leave. I don't blame Gaza for fighting back. You're taking away my land. And in my personal opinion, man, I know that Israel is looked at as a sacred land, but a religion cannot have total control of a country. That doesn't make sense, because not everybody has to follow that same religion. But like I said, I don't want to get too deep in that.
Well,
I know,
if I may,
ahead, man.
I did see something earlier today, and I'm glad this didn't go through. We were apparently trying to pass, or the U.S. government, I should say, was apparently trying to pass a $14 billion, with a B, dollar aid to Israel specifically. Now, how you feel about this, the conflict, and what side you fall on is neither here nor there. But the fact that we are actively giving people money now, money that we don't fucking have probably, to start sending over. Thankfully, it got blocked. Apparently, earlier this morning or sometime last night, the Senate blocked this bill. Thank God. But I mean, come on, think about it like this. We gave how many billions of dollars to Ukraine, which is arguably also another shit regime of a country that's running it right now, depending on where you fall on that. I'm not saying Russia is any more, right in the matter of what's going on in that country, but, we gave how many billions of dollars to Ukraine. We were planning to give how many billions of dollars to Israel. At what point is the U.S. government going to give a fuck about us?
Matt, I love that you said that, because I was talking to my girlfriend the other day. We had this conversation, and she was the one really explaining to me what was going on. And I don't want this to sound fucked up in any way, shape, or form. I'll be honest with everybody, man. I just don't care about it. It's hard to care about a situation like that when you got so much going on in your own country, so many issues that aren't being tapped into. And when they are, it's with the most minuscule effort from our government. It shames me that we're part of a country that was built on, mass genocide, and we're supporting countries that are doing the very same thing. The very same thing. And we're finding a way to make that justified. I find it very
Profitable
funny.
too. They're trying to find a way to make it profitable.
I find it very funny that we are on the side of a country that's doing these kinds of things to such a small piece of that country as a whole. Yet we still got homeless veterans walking the streets that don't know where they're going to lay their head at night, don't know if they're going to live or die, don't know if they're going to be able to overcome the sickness that they've had, don't know if they're going to eat or not. We worried about everything going on in Israel and Ukraine, yet we still have an education system that is failing these children. You know what I heard the other day? Another conversation I had with my girl, right? Dog. She's substitute teaching at her old middle school. And for English class, these kids are learning similes in 8th grade.
Wait, what?
You're talking about a basic literary device, and you're learning this in 8th grade?
Bro, I know that shit in 5th and 6th grade. What a simile,
yeah.
metaphor, and all that shit. We knew that shit. I don't know about you, because you're a little bit younger than I am, but when I was in 5th and 6th grade, we had already covered that. Eighth
Yeah.
grade? Are you fucking
Fifth
serious?
grade is insane. I'm like, do they not know what metaphors are? Shit, do they know what verbs and nouns are? It's like, I'm just
Analogies?
saying,
Anything?
analogies, onomatopoeia, personification. I mean, we're talking about the most
Idioms?
basic idioms.
I knew all that shit in from like elementary school going into middle school, bro.
Yeah, I mean, this is prime example. We're we're paying we're paying and supporting countries that aren't doing the best of things to people over there. Yet we can't even pay teachers to educate our children.
I know how you, and I can attest to that because my sister is also a teacher, and I don't talk to her about all that kind of stuff as often as maybe I should to be educated in that sort of department. But then even as a general statement, I mean, we're also banning books. Our history classes, as we have covered countless times on this show, is abysmal to say the least. I mean, I sent you I don't know, we haven't done, you and I don't think I've done much what's the research on this.
Mhm.
But the video I sent you a handful of days ago, right? With apparently the Native Americans were the last people to actually free slaves a year
Mhm.
after
Mhm.
Juneteenth. Now, I don't know
Mhm.
how legit that is. I haven't done the research on it yet to look into it and say yes or no. But the fact that that's even something that's around and that we don't even know about that, and we now have an actual federal holiday that covers that. Oh, the slaves were freed on Juneteenth. Okay, great. Not really, apparently. So it's
Right,
like,
right.
are we
I
so
mean,
ignorant? Are we really
yeah,
so ignorant as a country?
yeah. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I ain't
It's
gonna
really
hold you, man.
unfortunate.
We got some dumb motherfuckers over here. Some
Oh yeah.
stupid people.
Oh yeah.
Stupid, 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 stupid. I don't even think a lot of people that are in the government right now are intelligent enough to pass an IQ test.
No.
I
Many of
just,
them. Many of them aren't.
you know, many of them can't even drive because they're so freaking geriatric and senile at this point. Like they don't know shit. They don't know shit. But listen, I ain't trying to get political, but like this is how I feel about things. You know what I'm saying? Please don't come after me, Jewish community. I love y'all. Shout out Cat's Deli. All right.
Shout
Listen.
out matzo ball soup or whatever.
Yeah, that shit looks nasty. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know what y'all be eating, but some of that shit, matzo ball soup, like a big old wart in chicken broth. But anyways, listen,
Bland
man.
as fuck.
Listen. Let's go to sports, man.
Yeah.
My
Oof.
man Draymond.
Yeah.
Draymond Green.
Oh my
That's my
god.
dog. I want y'all to know. That's my dog. I'm riding with my dog. I'm rocking with my dog. Okay. Matt, I'm gonna let you articulate the situation. I'll give my opinion on it because I already know what I'm gonna say.
I'm
Eat
glad
that.
you segued me into this because there is a whole timeline on Twitter of the Draymond Rudy Gobert rivalry. If I may, I'd like to read it.
Go
So
ahead.
apparently this all started, in 2017, or parts of it started in 2017.
Obviously, when Rudy was with the Jazz.
I believe so. Rudy commits a flagrant foul, excuse me, words are hard, on Dre during garbage time in that game. Apparently it was game 1 of the Western Conference WCSF. I guess it was like the Western Conference Finals or something. It was in May of 2017. Now we move to another year. So prior to their first altercation, Dre had won Defensive Player of the Year in 2017, and then Rudy won the following year and years following after that. October of 2018, after tensions physically during the game, Draymond fouls Rudy and things get a little, he starts talking shit to him, man. There's a clip on here. You know what? Let me share this. It'd actually be a lot easier if I share this instead of this fucking reading it off of here. So here's this clip right here. I don't know if we're going to get fucking taken down by the NBA, but this is the clip where apparently he fouls him and then they start doing a little bit of a pile up by the court there. Here's the actual foul itself, it seems. That's a foul. He's a little push at the end. So Rudy and Draymond are having some words and everybody piles in. Then we go to Draymond taunting Rudy in December of 2018 after stealing the ball from him. And that resulted in, I don't know what the hell, if it was a good basket or what. Apparently in the 2019 February, now they're subtweeting each other. This is the first of the fucking subtweets. I guess Someone was snubbed from the
That's
NBA
a
All-Star
crazy
game.
tweet. No Charlotte is wild. That's crazy. Yeah, Draymond wilding on that one. Oh my God.
He was wilding on that one.
Yeah.
Same month, Rudy throws shade at Dre after liking this tweet, which says, "Like you cried in the parking lot for KD." I'm not sure if that comes up over here on the screen, but Draymond, apparently this is an interview in the locker room, quote from Rudy himself. This is, they hate each other, dude. I'm like detailing all this shit. This is 2019 now. Now we're going to 2022.
Listen, you don't even have to go through the rest of this. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. First of all,
hold on. Before we go into it, we got to get to the good stuff. Like, I at least have to show this what happened here. Look at this shit, man. Fucking Draymond dips him a rear naked choke.
Pause it right there. Pause it. Go back a little bit.
I'm going back. Look at that shit, dude.
Go forward. And stop right there.
Is he tapping?
No, stop right there.
Okay.
People, we are not watching this video for the value and the information that it is truly providing to us as fans of the NBA. Draymond Green is not the problem here. The problem is Cat and Anthony Edwards. Let's go back to earlier this week when Ant and Draymond got into it on the court. Draymond was like, yo, the fuck you gonna do about it, bitch? And then you got Ant saying, yo, ain't nobody scared of your ass, nigga. Yo, Ant looking real passive right now. I don't see him throwing no hands. Then you got Karl Anthony Towns. First of all, let me tell you something. First of all, Karl grew up very, 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 very close to me. Okay. I used to watch him play high school basketball. Okay. I remember watching Cat play in the New Jersey State Championship back in 2014. Yo, Cat is the dude. Cat's that guy. But Cat's a bitch. And Cat's been a bitch since high school. And anybody living in Jersey, especially Central Jersey, and you've seen Cat play, you know Cat is a pussy. You know why? These Sixers fans, all my Sixers fans, y'all remember a couple years ago when Ben Simmons made Cat tap the fuck out? Put him in a chokehold, made him tap the fuck out? The real problem in this situation is this. How are you Rudy Gobert's teammate and you ain't even defending him? That's how you know they don't fuck with Rudy. Nobody fucks with Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is an overrated defender. Yeah, the dude is a decent shot blocker, a decent rim protector, but nobody's scared of Rudy Gobert. Offensively, he's a complete liability. And if he was that great of a defender, how come at the end of basketball games, he's never in? I guarantee you at the end of a game, they'd rather put Naz Reid in over Rudy Gobert, who's making the second most amount of money on that team right now, I believe, with that big-ass contract he signed a couple years ago. So, in retrospect, yes, is Draymond Green the wrong? Yeah, dude, you can't be choking dudes out. The hell's wrong with you? But we're not looking at for the value it is. Clearly, Rudy Gobert's teammates don't fuck with him. Clearly, Ant Edwards is all talk and no bite. All bark, no bite. All bark, no bite. Because, dog, if I saw my teammate getting choked out like that, and I already had a recent incident with the person who's doing the choking, pause, that sounds crazy. Dog, dude, I'm going at you. We're fighting. Hands have to be thrown. Like, notice nobody punched Draymond. Nobody tried to choke.
There are more Golden State players trying to break it up than there are Gobert's teammates. That's telling. That's very telling, if I say so myself.
Hey, come on, Draymond. Cat was on his Michael Jackson shit. Come on, Dre. Come on, don't hold my teammate like that, Dre. Please stop, Draymond. And you know what the worst part about this whole situation is? Steph wasn't playing the game, period. Clay gets ejected, Draymond gets ejected, and the Timberwolves win by 3 points. The three best players aren't hooping, and y'all still only win by 3. That's what I'm saying, guys. It's the Timberwolves. They're ass. And Karl Anthony Towns really cat soft like Charmin, dog. You know what? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, dude. Some of these dudes be acting fake hard. You can say whatever you want about Draymond. All he does is talk. Clearly, he doesn't. Clearly not.
He will choke a bitch out, apparently.
Clearly bout it. clearly about it. And for anybody coming out here saying, oh, yeah, Draymond just wants to get ejected because Steph isn't playing. Stop saying that.
I did see. So could you explain that to me? Because I've seen that a few times. It's not the first time it's happened. So what is the deal with that?
Guys, you think this is the first time that Steph Curry has been out of a game? You know how many games he's missed in the prime of his career and Draymond was playing? But they had Kate. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Y'all just don't like Draymond because he got his podcast. People don't like him talking to shit.
Could you imagine that podcast episode when it drops?
I know. They don't want that. But at the same time, you'd rather hear from people that have no association with these athletes, talk shit and make up narratives or stories about them on ESPN, TNT, and Fox Sports, and you're cool with that. But then when the athlete comes out and you get the stories directly from the source, oh, nah, fuck him. Stop talking and play basketball, bro. Draymond ain't no Hall of Famer. Draymond can't hoop. Yo, he's averaging like 2 points and 3 assists a game. Yo, he sucks. He doesn't really affect the game. Blah, blah. I bet I'd be real good if I had Steph Curry on my team. I mean, y'all, I know they don't know about basketball. I judge people's basketball intelligence based on their opinion of Draymond Green. And most of y'all don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You can get caught up in Draymond's antics all you want to, but at the end of the day, he is a bona fide first ballot Hall of Fame basketball player. Because if you want to compare him to the greats that are in the Hall of Fame right now, they have not come close to doing what he has done in the league. Draymond Green has over 50 triple doubles career-wise. He's finished top 2 in Defensive Player of the Year voting 3 years in a row. Let's not forget 2016. He lost the Defensive Player of the Year award because he had less second place votes than Kawhi Leonard did. Makes no sense. Draymond Green should be a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year by now.
Wait, so the 2017 one was the only time he had won?
Only time he won.
That's
Draymond Green right now should have 3 Defensive Player of the Years, but you know how awards go. We ain't gonna get into all that. But in terms of what Draymond Green has done in his career, playing with Steph Curry or not, the dude has 4 rings. Yes, we know Steph Curry is the biggest reason for that. He's one of the best players of all time. But do you realize you still need players on your team to help do the little things that make it easier for your star players to hoop? That's why we don't give as much credit to guys like Dennis Rodman. All Dennis Rodman did was grab rebounds and heckle people and make them uncomfortable. And it's like Gary Payton said, he's a disruptor. He just disrupts everything. Everything you trying to do, he's going to disrupt it. That's what Draymond does. Draymond's trying to get in your head. He's trying to get you mad. And he also knows if he really needs to, when healthy, Draymond Green is a lockdown defender. Ask Chris Paul about his days in LA and what Draymond used to be doing to him. You know what I'm saying? Ask some of the best players that ever played in the way. Yeah, Draymond can play some defense inside and outside. So, yeah, his antics be a little crazy sometimes. Yeah, Draymond be talking crazy, doing crazy shit, but Draymond's still a Hall of Fame basketball player. I don't really care what y'all got to say. Y'all have to be realistic. You have to watch the game for what it is. Stop looking at it from a fan's perspective and get a true understanding of basketball, because a lot of fans watch the game for the entertainment factor and the entertainment value of it, but don't really understand the ins and outs and nuances of basketball, because the passes that Draymond makes for Steph Curry, the ease that Steph Curry can play basketball with Draymond on the court is commendable. It clearly shows, but if you ain't watching it for that particular value, you won't understand what Draymond brings to the game. But that's all I got to say on that. I love Draymond. And when I turn 23 next year, it's going to be my Draymond year, not my Jordan year. It's my Draymond year.
That's a bar.
Continue.
That's a bar. I was going to say, as a Knicks fan, I also have respect for Draymond. Yes, I think the antics could be a little bit much sometimes, but as a player, I do respect him. That said, as far as Rudy Gobert goes, shit, I'll take Mitchell Robinson or Isaiah Hartenstein over Rudy Gobert any day of the week. Bro, they're actually valid this year.
On your team. Why would you want Rudy on your team, bro? Like, I still think that Minnesota was crazy for making that trade. They got rid of some young talent that the Lakers eventually got. Yeah. Shout out Jared Vanderbilt. Like y'all got rid of young defensive talent who collectively are all better than Rudy Gobert offensively. And they're good defenders. We should let them go. I just don't see how a front of Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, and Anthony Edwards is scary to any of you. How that looks like sounds like a championship contending team. This is a squad that borderline makes the playoffs every year. Well, for the past couple of years, borderline makes the play-in, or they just won't. They have stars, but aren't going anywhere. And let's be honest, man. You gotta be honest as sports fans. Minnesota ain't going nowhere.
I was just about to say, who in their right mind is scared of the Minnesota Timberwolves? Like who is scared of Minnesota? Who considers Minnesota a legitimate threat in the NBA?
Minnesota is one of those teams that have to get lucky and win in the first round, and then we'll see what happens after that. The Lakers were that team last year, and I'm a Lakers fan. I'll be honest with you. Like I didn't think we were going to go that far. I'm not delusional, but we made it past the Grizzlies. I was like, oh, we got a chance. And we played Golden State. I was like, oh, I mean, we really got a chance. And we played Jokic, and I was like, fuck. But, it's...
Once you get to Jokic, it's like, it was a good run, everybody. Pack it up. We'll see you next time. Fuck it.
Yo, Mike's not here, so I can talk about Jokic. Jokic is the best player in the world. He's the best player in the world. Yeah, how do we let that happen? How do we let overweight, out of shape, horseback riding Serbian take over the NBA? How did we let that happen?
He's the most unathletic player I have ever seen, and yet he somehow has the highest IQ out of anybody on the court.
Dude, Jokic right now is averaging 24, 11, and 8 on like 60% shooting.
That's ridiculous.
That doesn't happen. Like, these are Wilt Chamberlain numbers. And the reason he doesn't score more than he really could, I'm telling you, Jokic could definitely come out on any night and give you 40, 50 if he wanted to. He really could. But he's just a pass-first dude. He's a team-first guy. I know twice last week I saw him grab like 20-something rebounds, and then he puts in 20-something points, and then he's going to give me between 8 to 15 assists every night. When I see Jokic get 5 or 6 assists, I'm like, these niggas didn't want to shoot. They didn't want to score. I don't blame him. I blame the teammates. Like, y'all ain't want to hoop today. I know he got you the ball in an open spot. I know he did. I know he placed that egg perfectly in the center of the basket just for you to put it right up there. He's that nice. People. I don't give a shit about his defense. Yeah, he better than Giannis. Yeah, he better than Embiid.
Don't say that. Mike and Hunter are going to come after you now.
I don't care who comes after me when I talk about Embiid. I don't care about Joel Embiid. I don't. Congratulations. He got his second-hand MVP last year, and he's still going to finish in the first round of playoffs this year.
Since we're talking about basketball, could we address something that's just, and it could change over the course of us waiting to drop this episode, but could we just talk about fucking Harden and the debacle that is the Clippers right now?
To be honest with you, I forgot about James Harden. I'll give you my
Does he exist at this point?
I'll give you my synopsis on James Harden. James, I know you're not going to see this, man, but I want you to know, growing up, you were one of my favorite players. Now, I can't say the same. You don't affect the game the same way. James Harden doesn't score like he used to. He still gets those assists, and he probably will. He's just that kind of player. He sees the floor very well, but what James Harden has to understand is that the NBA doesn't need him anymore. James Harden could retire right now, and the league would go on just fine. Just fine without him. The Clippers don't need him.
They really didn't. They really didn't.
And I've gone back and forth to really understand this situation with James Harden. And for a while, I was on his side. I understand, your GM, he lied to you. It's supposed to be your boy. He lied to you. You're supposed to get this money. He lied to you. But my question for James is, it's like, dude, are you worried about how you look in a situation Or are you worried about how your team looks in the situation? Are you worried about how much money you're going to get in that next contract? Or are you worried about winning a championship? Because the only thing that James Harden has left on his resume to achieve is winning an NBA championship. And Stephen A. Smith said it best, and I'm going to agree with him. If James Harden does not win an NBA championship with the Clippers, his career ever since him leaving Houston will be a fluke. It's like, dude, you failed. You failed. You failed to win a championship in Brooklyn. Whether you were hurt or not, you didn't do it. And you didn't stick it out either. You didn't stick it out. You left your teammates high and dry when shit was at its worst. And that's why I think as a GM, as a teammate, you could trust James Harden. I don't think you would trust him. I wouldn't trust James Harden. Because the moment we start losing games and shit gets bad, nigga, you gonna leave? Now he's stuck with it. See, James is cool now. It's like, oh yeah, I'm cool in this situation. I'll stay because I still got PG, I still got Kawhi, I still got Russ. So even though things aren't great right now, he has more incentive to stay because he has all this Hall of Fame talent next to him. But what happens at the end of the year when the Clippers don't win? Is he gonna want to leave again? Or are we gonna have another situation where he stays for the all of next year, does his bullshit, keeps getting injured, doesn't produce the way we think he's going to, and then he leaves again? Who else wants him? Where are you going to go?
What did I say when the trade first happened? All of that just to lose in the first or second round of the playoffs again. That's what they got him for. Because he ain't going to produce when they need him the most. Hell, he ain't even producing now. And the fact that he went on, I think after the trade, he went on to say something along the lines of, and this is a quote from him, "I am the system." Since that statement has been made, his team is 0-6 with him. The four horsemen, so to speak, is at this point in time 0-6 or 0-7. Isn't that the most pathetic thing you've ever seen? Like the Knicks, the first or second game of this whole four horsemen shtick, we beat them handily. It was pathetic. I was sitting here shaking in my boots, thinking to myself, fuck me, we're going to get screwed. And then here I am watching this game, and I'm like, oh, wow, the Clippers are ass. I was laughing. I was laughing at my TV at how embarrassing it was for the Clippers.
Let me give you these stats. He's playing 32 minutes a game, averaging 15 points on 47% shooting, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. This is a man who last year averaged 21 points and led the league in assists per game. This is a man who in 2020 absolutely went ballistic with Russell Westbrook as a teammate. 34, 6, and 7, 36, 6, and 7, 35 and 8, 29, 8, and 11, 29, 6, and 7, 27, 5, and 7. I mean, these are the craziest of stat lines that this dude has put up in right now. 15, 4, and 4.
That's the most he's getting? He's averaging 15 a game?
He hasn't. These are, you know what these stats are? These are sixth man of the year stats. Sixth man of the year stats. These are pretty much the same numbers he put up when he was a sixth man of the year in 2012. Same numbers. 2012, when he was sixth man of the year, he averaged 16 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. He's doing slightly better than that in the assist margin, but not scoring.
That's pathetic, to say the least.
It's the same dude 4 years ago gave us the NBA's first ever 60-point triple-double.
What? He's got to pull it together at some point, right? Like, there's no way he's this bad. Like, I know it's a new system, a new team, and he's got other people that are stars next to him, but...
He had a good point last week. He said, yo, if we figure this out, it's going to be scary. He's right. He's right. I'm not going to... If I would have saw this lineup in 2018, I would be shitting my pants if I was in the league. This is scarier than Golden State. Paul George, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard on the same team in the same lineup in 2017, 2018. Oh my God. But when I hear Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden in the same lineup in 2023, I'm like, what are you doing? This ain't the All-Star game. That shit don't work. That ain't gonna work. What? Who gonna help them out? Who held Terrence Mann? Terrence Mann? Get the fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. PJ Tucker.
Their entire team is those 4 guys. That's it. Who's their bench? Nobody. PJ Tucker's the only name that you've said that I recognize so far.
Their money is wrapped up in 4 dudes who are all injury prone
and can't produce in the playoffs.
4
if they make
injury prone NBA Hall of Famers. It's a shame. It's a shame. You know, the only thing the NBA really got going for them is that Skims collaboration. Because I don't know what the fuck been going on in the league, dog. They've been wilding. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of the league, I gotta ask this, and if we move on really quick, what the fuck's with this play-in tournament thing? Like, I don't understand it at all. Listen,
I wasn't a fan of the play-in tournament, but I was watching the games. Ooh, they ultra competitive.
Oh, I'm sure they're ultra competitive, but I don't understand the point of it.
It's just honestly. First of all, it's the NBA, people. We got to remember, it's the entertainment league. They got to entertain. And I get it. I 100% get why they put the in-season tournament in. I mean, let's be honest. For the past 7 to 8 years, we have been dealing with NBA superstars sitting out of, in their opinion, meaningless games during the beginning of the regular season, the middle of the regular season. You know what I'm saying? They're resting up for the playoffs. It's like Jason Tatum. He said, why would I not want to go out there, give my best effort just because I'm playing the Charlotte Hornets on NBA League Pass on a Tuesday night? He's like, I only get to play in Charlotte once a year. So there's a fan out there that's a Jason Tatum fan that wants to see their favorite player hoop. But nah, JT gonna take this one off because it's just Charlotte. And they ain't gonna do anything in the playoffs. They unaffect Boston. No. So what it does is it's forcing the best of the best to play in the beginning of the season, and it's added a competitive nature. I mean, it's not like they're not fighting for anything. I don't care how old you are. As an athlete, who doesn't want to compete for a trophy? And $500,000 a piece?
But a piece, Jesus. But here's my question, though, because I thought they had already fixed that in the rules this year. Why did they need to create an entire tournament to enforce it?
They did.
It just feels so confusing. Honest, they already made the rule.
Yes, but to be completely honest with you, nobody really cares about making an all-NBA team until it's a contract year. And I'll give you a little insight, okay?
By all means.
NBA players, year by year, they're playing based on their contract. You'll notice any dude who's not like a LeBron, Steph, or KD on that level, James Harden, even Joe on that level, everybody in the top 15, they're not in this conversation. But under that, when you're in a contract year, meaning the year before you have to sign a new contract, whether you're about to opt out, you're going to take the player option, blah, blah, blah. A lot of times there are incentives in guys' contracts where, you make an all NBA team, or you make an all defensive team, or you win an award, or you become an all-star, you will get an extra sum of money. You will get a bigger contract. You will. That's what happened to, couple years ago. I think this is what happened to Clay. I think it was Clay. Clay was looking for a lot of money and he ended up not making an all NBA team. It was a superstar player. The superstar player, didn't make an all NBA team, and it fucked with his bread. That's why a lot of times you'll see these guys going super hard in the contract year. Besides that, they don't really care. So, yeah, this whole thing where you have to play 67, that's what the rule is about. You have to play minimum 67 games, I believe it is, for you to make an all-NBA team, blah, 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 blah. And then you look at the stats, all your superstars haven't been playing, bang, bang, bang. Clearly the rule in the in-season tournament is working, because I really haven't heard much about stars taking load management or sitting out or resting because of A, B, and C. I've seen Kawhi hooping. I've seen Paul George playing. Joel is playing. James is playing, whether how bad or how good he's playing. These guys are actually hooping. So it does add a little extra incentive to want to play, because as an athlete, you want to play for a trophy. And who wouldn't want an extra $500,000 in their bank account? Now, depending on the state, you might not get that whole $500,000. I'll be honest. Like, if I was if the Houston Rockets win, oh hell yeah. If the Lakers win it, dog,
You're getting 100K at best out of
You might be getting
that.
100,000. You know what I'm saying? You might get 100,000. That's not
You
even that
might.
range minimum somewhere. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like it. It gives a competitive nature, and I think this is something that the league has been missing. You know, people can get mad at hell at Draymond Green for the fights and the antics and the blah, 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 but that's what the league needs. The league has become so soft. And
It
the other
has.
thing, refs have to stop controlling the game. Refs have to stop controlling the game. Shit. I told you the other day when I had my tournament and I had a ref try to control the game. Don't control the game. Don't ruin it for the kids. Don't ruin it for the players. What are you doing giving two technical fouls to Giannis Antetokounmpo on a Wednesday night?
I saw that shit, dude. He got
What?
ejected from that, right?
What are you doing? Because he's showing emotion? I swear athletes can't show emotion anymore. We can't yell, can't scream. The only technical foul I feel like is valid after a score is hanging on the rim. That I
agree with that.
understand because that's just a safety thing. That I get. That's just a safety thing. I don't think it should be a tech. I think it should be a warning first, at least, you know. But hey, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, refs got to stop controlling the game. Adam Silver's got to keep it up. You're doing a great job with the league. I like the way things are going right now. There's finally parity back in the NBA. Shoot, the Houston Rockets are one of the best teams in the West. And they ass. They ass. They ass. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm not worried about Houston once it comes to play-in time. I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about them. But the one dude the league got to worry about, the two guys the league got to worry about right now, hey, man, that dude Victor Wembanyama.
I ain't worried about Wemby.
Yo, you should be worried about Wemby.
Listen, I get that Wemby is a freak of nature, but honestly, I think me and Hunter talked about this last week. They're putting too much pressure on that kid, man. They're putting way too much pressure on that kid to be.
He's not folding.
He's not folding. I give him credit for not folding, but I feel like at some point that weight is going to crush him. At some point, maybe not right away, but definitely down the line, if he doesn't do anything to show like, oh, he's the next this, he's the next that, like whether it's rings, chips, anything of that nature, I just don't think it's good for him and his mental state as a player because now he has to live up to all those expectations.
You know what? I don't think it's gonna. I disagree. And the only reason why I disagree is because of where he is. He's in San Antonio. If he was in New York,
yeah, definitely that.
Yeah, it'll be different. If he was in LA, yes, it would be different.
Oh,
He's in a spot right now where they're not expecting him to win. They're not expecting him to get any MVPs, or of course, they're expecting him to win Rookie of the Year, which was definitely going to be up for debate the way Chet Holmgren is playing right now. But he's not in a winning situation. So you have to take his situation for the value that it has, and that's he's with a coach who's an all-time great, who is known for putting more pressure on his best players than the media ever could do, because you have to, if you want to become a championship team, your best player has to be the most, mentally stable. You have to be able to weather the storm. You have to be able to weather that. You got to be a buffalo and run straight through that storm, man. You can't run away from it, because him being the player that he is, with the talent that he has, the skill level that he has acquired over the years, and him training and getting better as a basketball player, as a professional at such a young age, deems him having the pressure of doing the things that people are expecting of him. But he's in a good spot right now. Like I said, if he was on another team, I would be worried. But with a coach like him, with a coaching staff that San Antonio always has,
I was going to say, Pop is probably the best person that they could put him with. Because I'm sure Pop is telling the exact same shit. It's like, you don't need to worry about what they're saying in the media. You just got to focus on playing. And he's putting up numbers. I've seen some of the stats. He's putting up numbers. It's not like he's not a bad player. It's just, I feel like the media is hyping him up. And I said this last week too. It's like every couple of years, the media needs this cash cow. It happened with LeBron when he came in. It happened with Steph. It happened with Harden. It happened with Giannis.
Wait. Remember Steph when?
I think
when they came in the league.
Well, I mean, like when I say Steph, it's like when him and LeBron were like kind of going at it for a couple of years to take the top spot.
Yeah, right.
That's what I meant, and I said the same thing last week too. Like, because they were competing for a few years too. Then Giannis comes in, then he's the shiny new toy. Same thing with I guess Jokic now, because not that Jokic has been in the league for a while, but now he's like the name, so to speak. So it's like they need like that new shiny toy to start hyping up. Same thing with Chet, man. Where's Chet playing now? He's in
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City. You know, again, another team that we don't expect a whole lot of out of this year.
I don't know about all that.
Hunter said something similar. I mean, I haven't. I don't watch a lot of OKC basketball to know, so I'll defer to you guys for that. But I don't have a lot of expectations for them specifically.
Oklahoma City has the most potential out of any team in the entire league. They have so much youth talent. SGA, Jaden Green, the other Jalen Green.
They got two of the same.
Sorry, not Jalen Green. Now Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams. I was going to say, like, they have two Jalen Greens on the same team.
Jalen Williams. Yeah, they got the two. They got the two J Williams. You know, that's tough. And then you got Chet and SGA. Man, SGA is different. Don't forget this dude averaged 30 plus a game last year on a team at the beginning of the season where we're like, it's just OKC. We haven't talked about OKC for real since Russ left. You know, so you got to give him that leeway. You must give him that leeway.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's been a few years since they've done anything significant.
Yeah, Sam Presti has done a great job over there. I'm sure that dude still has picks for the next 45 years. So, you know, they're going to be all right. But, like, if you want to compare Wemby's situation to somebody like Julius Randle, listen, if Julius Randle was playing this boo-boo anywhere else, he wouldn't be getting the same hate. But he's doing it on the Knicks.
But he's also terrible. Like, he hooped out last night against the Hawks, but, like, he's Julius Randle, for Christ's sake.
Man,
like, we never expected anything out of Julius Randle. We know he could hoop, but half the time his basketball IQ is like negative 100. And he makes these dumb fucking plays. I'm sitting here watching. I was watching him fucking fumbling the basketball a couple times in the first half when I was at the bars last night. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is this shit? Again?
Julius Randle's so ass. He's ass. I don't know why they didn't try to make that trade to trade him to Portland and try to get Dame last year. I thought they were going to do that. I really thought they were going to make it happen, but they didn't. You know, Milwaukee ain't doing too hot right now either. I personally just don't see.
You're asking the Knicks to make competent decisions. That's a whole lot to ask, Dante. You know this, right?
No. I know, bro. I know. I understand. I know. I just don't think that. Can James Dolan just die? Can you just die?
You know, as out of pocket as that statement is, I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm really not.
Turn over on his back and just croak. Cause like, yo, that's the reason why y'all ain't getting to where y'all need to be. It's Dolan.
It really is.
Too much power. He's got too much. He owns MSG and the Knicks.
Honestly, I think in recent years he's taken a step back though. Like obviously he's involved with the Knicks and Rangers and everything involved with MSG at that point. I mean, the Rangers, as far as I can tell, there was a couple of maybe a year or two where he was really involved and it was kind of hurting the benefit of the team a little bit. And then the Knicks, you know, that's infamous. We don't have to get into that history. I feel like lately, I don't know if he's even involved at all right now, but I feel like he's letting the Knicks do their thing and letting them figure it out. Because it's not like we have a bad team this year. I don't think we have a bad team. I just think that we still have a lot of mistakes that we have to address if we're going to be competitive this year.
Y'all got the New York Villanova Wildcats. You guys know.
Yeah. But then we have Julius Randle on the team, and I'm like, he'll hoop for a couple games, and then he'll have a fucking drought that'll just be completely detrimental to the entirety of the team's offense and defense. So
we must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. We got to be better. We got to be better. We got to be better. New York, you got to be better. NBA, we got to be better. Draymond. Keep doing your thing, baby.
Will Smith, we feel bad for you, dog.
Will, I feel bad for Will. Shout out to my niggas in Gaza. Shout out to my niggas in Israel. I feel for both sides. I get it. I see where y'all both coming from, man. Let's cease fire and find some peace, man. Let's find some peace for real. And women, come on, y'all. It's OnlyFans shit getting out of pocket now, bitches. Come on now.
Nah, see,
Come
I don't know.
on,
I don't know
bro.
about that. I don't
Come
know.
on. It's getting out of pocket, man. I feel bad for my dog, Joe Smith. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
that I feel
Feel
bad
bad
for.
for my dog. Feel bad for my dog. The way his woman is talking about him in public is crazy. You know, he was on It Is What It Is this week, and yeah, she was giving Cam a massage on the show, which was crazy. And then Mace was asking her, he was like, yo, do you like, want to, have a more successful future with your husband and everything? And her basic answer was like, I don't know. She just wants to be happy. I don't know. Her answer to everything when it came to Joe Smith, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I
You know
don't
what I
know.
saw? You're gonna fucking freak out. You know that dude? You ever seen that dude, Baby Alien, on social media?
I saw that shit too.
You
That's
saw that shit? So I saw her walk through that door in that van. I'm like, my jaw dropped. I'm like, you've got to be
And
shitting me.
did you see her hug him and he just got a face full of titties? You saw that? You saw that? Did you
I
see
don't
that?
remember that. I don't remember that, but I'm
I
sure it
saw that.
happened. I
I saw
don't
that.
doubt it.
I saw that. I
That's
saw
the.
that.
Mm-mm.
That's disrespectful to her husband. I think a lot of these bitches out here is so fucking delusional, and they need to get a goddamn grip on reality. And listen, if you want to, if you want to have an OnlyFans account, fine, but at least talk to your man first. And don't give me that. Oh, it's my body. I can do whatever I want. You're right, and you could be single too. That's a choice that man has as well. Because that's absolutely ridiculous that you gonna have an OnlyFans account behind your man's back, and then when he finds out, you gonna catch an attitude with him. How you gonna get upset at me? I need to make some money. Blah blah blah. Bitch, you want to make some money? Go to McDonald's, get a job. That don't mean you have to start selling ass on the internet and think it's justified when your man calls you out on it, but you was hiding behind his back the entire time. That's fucked up.
I think
That's
there.
fucked up.
I believe there's fault on both sides of the situation. I
I
kind of.
agree there's fault on both sides, but I mean just her public perception of her husband is getting crazy right now, Matt. It's getting crazy, man.
At
Like you
first,
got
I was
somebody.
on her side though. Like I was on
I
her
was on
side
her
when it
side at
first
first
started
too. So was I.
happening because I'm like, you know
So
what?
was I.
But now that we're talking about it, I'm like, man, this is just both sides are just getting straight up disrespectful now, and I ain't down with that.
I don't think Joe Smith is being disrespectful. I think he found himself in a financial rut and he was trying to do whatever he could to get out of it. I don't know the ins and outs of it, which is why I'm not going to speculate. I don't speculate on that. I just speak on and give my opinions of what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing right now is Joe Smith's wife going on all these interviews and doing A, B, and C and being very disrespectful to her husband. Lady, if you don't love the nigga, leave him. Just leave him.
You don't gotta be Will
Just
Smith.
leave his ass. Because like it's getting to a point with me, it's like how many more interviews are gonna go on and you know they're gonna ask the same damn questions, you can get the same benign, minuscule answers.
I guess as many as it counts to get those subscriptions up, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But I don't get it. I don't get it. Hit him with the socials, Matt.
Hit
Hit
him
him
with the
with the
socials.
socials. Hit him
Well,
with the-
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for checking out episode 62 of the Bro Migos podcast. Our first duo show, you and me. That was actually a lot of fun. We had a good time today. So if you want to check out this episode and other episodes, because we have a whole slew of shit that you can check out, please find us on all of our podcasting platforms, including but not limited to Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, Pandora, whole 9 yards. Search up the Bro Migos podcast. Make sure you follow the fucking show, by the way. Follow the show, subscribe, make sure you rate it, tell your friends. We are probably the most consistent podcast with this name, and we are also the best, despite what other people think. We're not going to get too. I might be saying too much in that regard, but you know who I'm referencing there, Dante. In addition,
Don't ask me. I'll name drop. I don't
oh,
give a fuck.
I don't. We don't want to go that far, but
Know
I
about
I
these
don't blame
people.
you. I don't blame you.
Be like Tasha K up in this bitch. Go ahead.
Twitter at Bromigos Pod, Instagram and Facebook, The Bromigos Pod, TikTok for all your out of pocket moments that we post, The Bromigos Podcast. Why don't you tell them about the YouTube there, Daint?
I mean, just follow. Listen, I know it's hard to watch through a whole YouTube video. We didn't even ask you to watch the whole thing. We just ask you to subscribe. You know, like y'all don't want to help people out. Y'all talking about giving money to Isreal, but y'all don't want to, give a subscription to the Bro Migos. Come on, man. Come on.
Y'all don't want to
dog.
be entertained? Like that's what we do every Monday on the audio, and every Wednesday we on the video. We entertain y'all. So
I try my best. I try my best.
Exactly. So
I'm giving you guys my all. I'm giving it to you.
Show the brothers some love, man. What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
And last but not least, Full Swap Radio every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We have our episodes syndicated on that platform as well. And apparently we do very well for ourselves over on that platform. So please check us out as well. Any last words?
No. Also, yo, I'm a keep it a bean. Yo, all y'all talking shit to my boy Matt. Y'all some bitches. Y'all some bitches and hoes. I'm be honest with you. Like, if you think you're cool, you think you hard by talking shit over the internet, you not. You a pussy. You're a pussy. I mean that. And I'm speaking to one specific person that try to approach my mans, act like you hard. I'm telling, if I catch you, nigga, gonna be a different situation, dog. All right? We keep all that bullshit to the side. So if you're gonna open your mouth, you better be about it. I'm gonna defend my mans, all right? So just so y'all know, keep your fucking mouth closed if you ain't gonna defend your words. That's all I gotta say.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. We out here, everybody. Take care.
You've been listening to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow. I beat him.